Hi, I'm Ollie. In this video, I'll be digging into the game art in Jackie Chan Stuntmaster on the PS1.
You call that service?
As a kid who grew up on a healthy diet of Jackie Chan films and attempted to play Stuntmaster on numerous occasions, this was a pretty cool replay. Challenging though. Also, I noticed some interesting things about the game design and Jackie's role in it, which I'll share. So whack that subscribe button with some furniture and let's roll.
Bye bye.
Jackie Chan Stuntmaster is a 2000s beat-em-up platformer for the PS1. The game follows Jackie, a goofy delivery guy, on a quest to rescue his uncle from even goofier gangsters and retrieve a mysterious package. When you boot up the game, you're greeted with an 80s movie poster styled rendering at the start screen. Jackie's character bursts through the title text, set against a trippy skyline. When I looked up old Jackie Chan movie posters, he seemed to burst into the foreground a lot. So I like this artwork a lot. It conveys a strong sense of action, but also alludes to the whimsical, humorous nature of the game through the colors and Jackie's over-the-top pose. That foot is about to kick my head in, it's so far into the foreground. Unfortunately, the exciting tone and aesthetic set by this piece of art isn't echoed throughout the design of the game. Most of the levels and areas are quite dull with a few exceptions. I really like the rooftop level with its warm lighting, sense of scale, and this hilarious cinematic area transition animation sequence.
Sorry.
There are also spots with creative lighting and particle effects to note. Check out this particle effect. Or the neon signage, and this hot girl. Effects like these help create interest within the levels, even if the textures are bare bones. Don't get me wrong, the models and textures in the environments are completely serviceable, especially considering the limited resources developers worked with at the time. I just wish they could have picked less mundane locations or approached them with a little more creative spark. I found a hidden behind-the-scenes video that explains how Jackie worked closely with the developers by not only lending his voice and likeness to the game, but a motion capture performance too. Jackie mentions how he wanted the developers to emphasize humor over violence in the BTS video.
I want to put more humor. It's not only the fighting.
It shows, as this game is chock full of Jackie's charisma and signature humor. I really like the animations here, which are quite whimsical but still action-packed, and the developers added little details to make the character really move like Jackie, in a stylized kind of way. And it's a good thing he moves like Jackie, because this man does not look like Jackie Chan. The character models are incredibly basic, with a face map texture slapped on for good measure. I get it. Recreating real-life people in a PS1 game would have been incredibly difficult at the time, even in a stylized manner. But really, this was the best they could do. It's a little sad, since I caught glimpses of some really cool 2D character art in-game, which could have looked really good with a few more polys. When I think of performers with tons of charm and charisma, Will Smith immediately comes to mind. With his larger-than-life personality and iconic Will Smith-isms, he can easily outshine and transcend his on-screen characters. Jackie's also got tons of charm and charisma, and not to mention his fair share of Jackie Chan-isms, which can be found throughout the game. Throughout your rescue mission, you'll engage in humorous back-and-forth banter with comical goons.
I think you deserve this.
Clumsily fall from high places, and use all manner of furniture and household objects to beat the crap out of opponents. Jackie Chan-isms? Check, check, and check. But if you think you're going to walk all over these goons, you're wrong. The gameplay is strangely comparable to Dark Souls. Basic enemies can decimate your health bar, bosses can straight up humiliate you. While wearing humiliating outfits, Jackie controls like he's on ice skates. You have to constantly roll around and wait for openings, and the penalty for dying is punishing. And the platforming segments. The platforming segments are hellish, and Jackie slipping and sliding all over the place makes it even harder. Replaying this game was frustrating and felt quite unfair at points. I'll let Jackie explain it.
But now the game's more difficult now. It's not like 10 years ago, 15 years ago. It's simple, 2 buttons. But now too many buttons, you just, keeps you very busy.
Replaying Jackie Chan Stuntmaster, I was reminded of how charismatic performers and voice artists can breathe life into a character. It's not just the responsibility of the visual artists involved. I know the game doesn't hold up very well, but listen to what Jackie says in the BTS video.
I can get old, but the computer never get old.
Quite the opposite, because while the game aged poorly, Jackie's performance endured. Hey, thanks for checking out this video. Hope you enjoyed it. Make sure to like, subscribe, and do the YouTube things to get notified when I drop more content. See you later.